And I'm happy to say that now it's changing, right? Maybe partly to Shatta Wale's rants, okay? But at the time, music wasn't paying. At the time, you were just doing it for either the love of the music or for fun.
You're playing free shows at time?
A number of them. So many free shows. And they had people they called the gatekeepers.
Then too.
Oh, yeah. And so today when I hear some of the people speak about the fact that we should allow the young people to, explore and support them, I laugh in my head. I'm like, you people were the ones who spoiled the Ghanaian music industry. But because of where I am now, what I do, I really open up and to speak on some of these things. But
the gatekeepers?
The gatekeepers, the people who were supposed to be the ones to, push us up the ladder, were the ones who were dimming our lights.
What did you do?
Because they had, let me tell you what, yeah? So we came out in 2008. Sarkodie came out in 2009. And for some reason, Sarkodie just took over the space. It's not like he was doing something exceptional. Of course, he's a rapper. So his genre is different from what we're doing, right? Exactly. We came out in 2008, had the hit. When Sarkodie came, it was like we built everything. The music industry now, later was built around Sarkodie. Yeah, I'm being very honest with you. And so, even though at the time I think he released Baby later in the year. So it was Echo.
No, but before that, he was doing
no, he was doing rapper
mixtapes,
Yeah, but it wasn't. What blew him was Baby. Yeah.
Yes.
And I was in Tema.
But
let me tell you,
before Baby, he had done one with Edem Vouget.
No, I think Vouget, with Edem, but that wasn't his song.
He wasn't, but
that was the introduction.
That actually introduced him to the game.
So the point Dr. Duncan obviously was a presenter. Okay, Dr. Duncan had great connections, and so I think there was a deliberate plan to position Sarkodie within the scheme, in which they wanted to operate with, and so he became the center stage. What I'm trying to point out to you is that if we had not focused all our efforts and attention on Sarkodie, for instance, we would have had a number of Sarkodies. Do you understand what I'm saying? We would have had a number of Echoes. Because at the time, I do remember very closely, it was Echo R2Bs. Because at the time, R2Bs had also released
Ademad.
Ademad originally belongs to
Anda.
Because I used to live in Tama with them. I was in site what's my site again? Site 1. Site 1, and then they were in Site 21. But it's just like Stone Throw. So Killbait and all those other guys, Payday, all those guys, they used to come there and things like that. So Echo R2B's sort of like opened the Afrobeat doors. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because we didn't, proper Afro pop, Pidgin English and things like that. We started that. Of course, Wuta had done Goosey Ghana and things like that, but we like...
No, but yours was like new.
Yeah, it was like new. And at the time, I do remember very well that some of the presenters were even insulting us. Why are people sounding Nigerian? Why are you doing Nigerian things and stuff like that?
We said same.
So if we had maybe focused a lot more on us, on few others, perhaps the industry would have grown. Perhaps we would have had the international appeal that we are now struggling to gain. Perhaps we would have played more international shows. So if you didn't know anybody, like for instance Ignis, if you didn't know Ignis will organize events and take you out because you're not friends. Like that's what I'm saying.
Okay, so it was more like a clique.
It was a clique, yeah. You needed to belong to the clique.
Oh, okay.
So even though my song was big, Ademad was big, Ademad will get more shows. Our types get more shows than Good Echo.
Did you make effort to get into?
How do you understand what I'm saying? It's like trying to get into Flagstaff House or Jubilee House.
Yeah, well, of course, you have to pass through somebody.
Yeah. So you can't just simply get up and say, I'm going to Flagstaff House to go and meet the president.
No, but you are friends with RTBs, aren't you? Then?
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that because of our backgrounds,
But you are only Tema.
R2Bs or Payday and Mugis are like proper Tema people.
Right.
Yeah? So like proper Tema.
Born, grown there.
Born, yeah. So they had like a larger following in Tema.
All right.
They had like a proper base, and that's what we didn't have. Because
Okay. That's
I grew up in Asante Mampong, in the Ashanti region, and then lived in the eastern region, at Chimasafe village. My father, was transferred to Tema. Do you understand? That's how I ended up in Tema. It's not like I'm from Tema and
okay.
Do you understand? So we didn't have like a base. However, the question becomes, are we looking out for talent and the songs, or we are looking out for people who have like a base and a support? And Tema, the guys in Tema actually had a plan of promoting their own at the time. And so if a song came out today, you find DJ Rampage, you'd find all those other guys like playing the songs and hyping and singing. Like there's a plan to make the boys hit. We didn't find ourselves in that space.
Even in our schools.
Yeah.
The argument actually went on in our schools.
Yeah.
Tema artists, Accra based artists.
So that's what started the feud, and all of those are Sam and RTB and all those other matters.